The simple present tense is like a helpful friend in English grammar. It's one of the most fundamental tenses and is used more often than you might think. Whether you're a beginner or someone looking to polish their English skills, understanding this tense is crucial. It helps us talk about things we do regularly, facts we know, and habits we have. For instance, when you say, "I go to the gym every day," you're using the simple present tense to describe a routine. This tense is also used to talk about general truths and scientific facts, and things that are always true. For example, the Earth orbits the Sun is a scientific fact that remains constant, and we use the simple present tense to express it. This tense is also used to describe scheduled events in the near future, like, the train leaves at 6 p.m. For example, the sun rises in the east is a fact, and we use the simple present tense to express it. This is a universal truth that doesn't change, making it a perfect example of when to use this tense. Similarly, "I eat breakfast every morning" describes a routine activity. This is something you do regularly, and the simple present tense helps you communicate this habit clearly. And "water boils at 100 degrees Celsius" states a scientific truth. This is another example of a fact that doesn't change, and the simple present tense is the best way to express it. These examples show how the simple present tense helps us talk about different situations in a clear and simple way. Whether it's a habit, a fact, or a scheduled event, this tense is versatile and easy to use. It's like the foundation of our sentences, helping us build clear and understandable statements about the world around us. Just as a strong foundation is essential for a building, mastering the simple present tense is crucial for effective communication. When we use the simple present tense correctly, our English sounds more natural and confident. It allows us to express ourselves clearly and be understood by others, whether we're having a casual conversation or giving a formal presentation. So, mastering this tense is like getting a key to unlock clearer and more effective communication in English. It opens the door to better understanding and helps you connect with others more easily. So take the time to practice and get comfortable with the simple present tense. It's a small step that can make a big difference in your English language journey. In the world of grammar, verbs are the action heroes. They tell us what's happening. Among these verbs, be verbs are like the superheroes. They are super common and super important. Be verbs help us describe someone or something. They tell us about states of being like feelings, qualities, or conditions. Think of be verbs as the bridge connecting a subject, who or what the sentence is about, to more information about that subject. For example, in the sentence "I am happy," the be verb am connects the subject I to the feeling happy. These verbs are essential for making our sentences complete and meaningful. Before we dive into using be verbs, let's meet our subject pronouns. Subject pronouns are essential building blocks in the English language, and mastering them can significantly improve your communication skills. In a sentence, the subject is who or what is doing the action or being described. This is a fundamental concept in grammar that helps us understand who is performing the action or who is being talked about. Subject pronouns are like shortcuts we use to replace the subject's name. They make sentences less repetitive and more fluid. Imagine having to repeat a person's name over and over again in a conversation. It would be quite cumbersome. Instead of saying Emily is a doctor, we can simply say she is a doctor, using the subject pronoun she to replace Emily. This not only makes the sentence shorter but also clearer and more direct. The subject pronouns we use in English are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Each of these pronouns has a specific role and usage in sentences. Each of these pronouns represents a different person or thing. Understanding which pronoun to use in different contexts is key to mastering English grammar. I refers to the speaker, you to the listener, he to a male, she to a female. These pronouns help us identify who is involved in the conversation or action. It to a non-human thing such as an object or an animal. This pronoun is versatile and can be used in various contexts to refer to anything that is not human. We to a group including the speaker, indicating that the speaker is part of the group being referred to. This pronoun fosters a sense of inclusion and collective identity, and they to a group excluding the speaker. This pronoun is used to talk about others without including oneself in the group. Understanding these pronouns is crucial because they directly affect the form of be verbs we use in a sentence. For example, I am, you are, he is, and so on. Each pronoun pairs with a specific form of the verb to be, and getting this right is essential for proper sentence construction. By mastering subject pronouns, you can make your sentences more concise and your communication more effective. This foundational knowledge will also help you as you progress to more complex aspects of English grammar. Practice using these pronouns in different sentences and contexts. The more you practice, the more natural it will become to use them correctly. Remember, mastering subject pronouns is a step towards mastering the English language as a whole. Now comes the fun part, pairing be verbs with subject pronouns. This is where grammar gets a little bit like a puzzle, but don't worry, it's a simple puzzle to solve. In the simple present tense, be verbs have three main forms: am, is, and are. Each form matches specific subject pronouns. We use them only with the pronoun I. For example, I am a student, we use is with the pronouns he, she, and it. For example, he is tall, she is kind, and it is cold today. We use are with the pronouns you, we, and they. For example, you are my friend, we are a team, and they are excited. Remembering these pairings is essential for speaking and writing grammatically correct English. It ensures that our sentences flow smoothly and sound natural. Section 5. Constructing sentences with be verbs. Building sentences with be verbs is like constructing a simple house. You have the foundation, which is the subject, the walls, which are the be verb, and the roof, which is the rest of the information. For example, in the sentence, I am happy, I is the foundation, am is the wall, and happy completes the structure by telling us about I. Here's the basic structure. Subject plus, be verb plus complement. The complement can be an adjective like happy, tall, or tired, a noun like a doctor, a student, or a book, or a phrase that gives more information about the subject. By following this simple structure, we can create clear and grammatically correct sentences using be verbs. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep building those sentences. Section 6. Affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Be verbs are versatile. We can use them to make different types of sentences. Affirmative sentences state a fact or make a positive statement. For example, she is a teacher. Negative sentences contradict a fact or make a negative statement. We form negatives by adding not after the be verb. For example, he is not, isn't, late. Interrogative sentences ask questions. We form questions by inverting the subject and the be verb. For example, are you ready? Understanding how to form these different types of sentences expands our ability to communicate effectively using be verbs in various contexts. Section 7. Practice makes perfect. Learning a language is like learning to ride a bike. You need to practice to become confident. So, let's practice using be verbs with some exercises. Exercise 1. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of be verb. 1. I happy. 3. She not tired. For you from Canada, exercise 2. Change the following sentences into negative and interrogative forms. 1. He is a doctor. 2. We are ready to go. By doing these exercises and creating our own sentences using be verbs, we can reinforce our understanding and improve our fluency. Section 8. Visualizing with real-world examples. Let's bring be verbs to life with some real-world examples. I am at the park. Imagine yourself relaxing on a park bench enjoying the sunshine. You are present at the park, and the be verb am helps you express your location. She is a talented artist. Picture a woman with a paintbrush in hand creating a beautiful masterpiece. The be verb connects her to her talent as an artist. They are excited about the trip. Think of a group of friends eagerly planning their upcoming adventure. The be verb conveys their shared feeling of excitement. By visualizing these scenarios, we can better understand how be verbs function in everyday conversations and make our English sound more natural. Section 9. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even the most experienced English learners make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process and can actually be very beneficial. They help us identify areas where we need improvement and give us the opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to learn from them. When we make a mistake, it's important to take note of it and understand why it happened. This way we can avoid making the same mistake in the future. Here are some common mistakes to watch out for when using be verbs. Be verbs are essential in English, and getting them right can make a big difference in how well we communicate. Subject-verb agreement. This is a common error where the be verb doesn't match the subject. It's crucial to ensure that the verb agrees with the subject in both number and person. For example, saying he are a doctor is incorrect. This mistake happens when the verb does not agree with the singular subject. The correct sentence is, he is a doctor. Here the verb is correctly matched with the singular subject. Using the wrong form of be, sometimes learners mix up am, is, and are. This can lead to confusion and incorrect sentences. For example, saying I is tired is incorrect. This is a common mistake where the verb does not match the subject pronoun. The correct sentence is, I am tired. Here the verb am correctly matches the subject pronoun I. The best way to avoid these mistakes is to practice regularly and pay attention to the correct pairings of subject pronouns and be verbs. Consistent practice helps reinforce the correct usage in our minds. Remember, the more we use them correctly, the more natural they will become in our speech and writing. Over time, with enough practice and attention to detail, these common mistakes will become less frequent, and our confidence in using English will grow.